Hello everyone, my name is Asu Rodriguez and I decided to do my social media blog on one of my favorite social media sites. It's literally one of the most trending to this day, and it is TikTok, so I really hope you enjoy since I did have a lot of fun doing this assignment. Okay, so number one, it's history, where it all began. Let's get into it. So let's dive into some of its history. What's really unique about TikTok is that actually it is a merged app based off three other social media platforms. So the first app was actually developed back in 2014 and it was called Musically. Maybe some of you have heard it, maybe some of you have not. But I did because I used to use it back when I was like in high school when I was a freshman. And Musically was launched in Shanghai, but it had a strong US business link and a healthy audience in that key market. So that's probably why most of us, or some of us, were familiarized with it. In 2016, however, the Chinese tech giant ByteDance launched a similar service in China called Douyin. It attracted 100 million users in China and Thailand in the space of a year. So ByteDance actually decided it was onto something and wanted to expand under a different brand, which we all know and later come to love that it's TikTok. But in 2017, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly for $1 billion. So both of these platforms existed alongside one another, Musically in the United States, while TikTok was, emerging in other foreign markets as it was merging with them. By 2018, however, ByteDance announced that the platforms will merge with a joint mission to establish a community where everyone can become a creator. So all Musically accounts were automatically transferred onto TikTok. As a result, in 2018, when Musically was bought, it was folded, and thus the TikTok's global expansion began. Let us now dive into TikTok's logo and tagline, or as I like to call it, little slogan. Let's begin with TikTok's logo. Okay, so something unique about TikTok is that the company's identity hasn't really changed over the past couple of years since its merger and since its release to the world. The logo basically represents a three-colored note. As you can see here, it's pink, blue, and white, and it's against the black field. But what's unique about it is that it was no accident. The designer was actually inspired by a rock concert with a dark hall and a stage lit up. So as you notice here on the little musical note, the emblem's distinct feature is that it looks 3D and it's neon colored based. So the neon colors overlap each other, signifying the musical vibrations. And that's really representational of TikTok since when you are scrolling through the app itself, you do see the media become a lot of what's popular in the real world. So you got a lot of media, a lot of celebrities, a lot of the challenges being focused on these song releases or these promoted advertisements that focus on soon to be released songs. Another really unique thing about the logo is that the authors of the logo chose a simple font called the Sans Serifs font. Initially, the name consisted of two separate words, tick and talk, but later the space between them was removed, so both parts of the word were still capitalized. When the words were put together in the font, it became more rounded, and the little I dot was no longer of a square type, so I thought that was very unique. Going into the tagline and or slogan, there's actually three, but I only placed one main one here. So it is make every second count. And this kind of goes back into its history since it used to be only 15-second videos. But as you guys can see now, it developed into like 1 minute, 2 minute, to even 3 minute videos on the app. But some other slogans that were initially a part of TikTok were make your day and trend starts here. And that's basically because you were able to capture someone's attention between a 15-second video span. Up next, we have number three, features of what a user can do with a social media platform. So let's dive into it. So, what sets TikTok apart from other applications or social media apps? I pointed out three key qualities: uploading videos directly, duetting videos, or video editing that consist of working with the timer or applying some sort of filter. Okay, so number one, uploading videos directly. I think this is a unique feature of the application. I mean, I know there's other social media sites that do have it, but with this one, what's cool about it is that you can upload your recorded videos directly onto your account. So, in doing so, you get the option of editing them, or you can just upload the raw footage or material, and that's something that really attracts other audiences. This helps in saving your time and energy, as you will be able to engage with your followers in a situation where video recording is not so convenient. So I have seen some celebrities use this to their advantage, when they're promoting something, or when they don't feel like going live, but they have like a little thank you note to say to its fans and stuff like that. Brands and other companies have used this feature for that exact same reason as well. Another cool thing is that you can duet videos. So if you see someone else's content that you have something to add on, or you'd like to, mess around and lip sync to something that they had started, when you duet the video, you do get the option of kind of having like a conversation without the other person actually being there. So this feature can add variety to your feed, which will further help you in acquiring more followers. And then number three, of course, the Superior Video Editor. So this feature will help you in editing videos so that it can be made perfect even if the recording does not happen properly. Um, i.e., this presentation, I completely suck at it, but you know what? It's okay. This possibility is not available on other apps of similar types. So most of the editing features that are on TikTok are not plausible on other social media apps such as Twitter, Instagram. I believe the closest one that does exist is Snapchat, but even that one has like a limited capacity of how much you can edit. But again, another really cool thing about the Superior Video Editor app, i.e., TikTok, is that the timing feature will help you concentrate on the video content. So you just have to choose that timer option and then wait to make the record happen automatically. And then, of course, we do have our fan favorite, which are the in-app filters that you can use while you do create that content. Up next, we have our TikTok finances. All right, so financial information over TikTok. So let me just start off by saying that TikTok is a private company. I know I was bummed when I figured that out too. It actually came as quite a shocker to me since I was not made aware of this information prior to me doing this project. But essentially, what that means is that it's not publicly traded, so it is kind of hard to find financial information of the app itself, of the social networking site. What I was able to find out though is that it has a net worth of over $50 billion. That is insane. That is insane. But like many other social media sites, TikTok also makes money from its in-app purchases. So users can actually buy coins priced anywhere from $1 to $100 and then use them to tip their favorite creators on the platform. The company grossed over 80 million from in-app purchases globally, according to an April 2019 report from Sensor Tower. And then in quarter one of that same report in 2019, user spending reached an estimated 18.9 billion globally, which is more than the app gross during that same period a couple of years ago. But something else that's really cool about TikTok is that it only started running display advertising back in 2019. So brands opened up their user accounts on TikTok, and just like its users, they had to create their content and mini videos. They can try to promote their videos to other users, and then of course the ultimate goal was to go viral and spur takeoffs, drawing in a huge audience for the brand's message. So Just like any other brand or just like any other social networking site, their whole purpose was to create some profit off of its users, attracting a bigger audience and generating some revenue. Coming up next, we have some pros and cons that TikTok has. Let's start off with some of its pros. So I pointed out three that I really liked, which are community, growth, and awareness. So let's begin with community. TikTok is an algorithm of users who share the same or similar interests. We have users of all ages, so we have children, teenagers, adults, and they all come to TikTok to relate, maybe vent, or just have a good time, about things concerning their social life, their school life, their relationships. I don't know, but many times I have come to believe that I'm a part of something just because there's a lot of videos that relate to stuff that I may be going through or stuff that I may be looking forward to. So it's really cool to see how TikTok builds that kind of community that where you have that support. Another really cool thing is its growth. So many people come to TikTok um, to promote their brand, their company, their career, or maybe something they'd like to launch or start off. So, TikTok is one of the most successful places to gain a platform. And once people do, they are able to use their popularity for good and bring awareness to crucial topics. So, there's no denying the fame of TikTok and how it can be used to inspire others. Diving into that a little deeper, awareness. Many content creators on the app use their platform to bring awareness to certain topics. I have learned about a lot of current events that aren't being discussed in the classroom and other social media apps that I frequently use. So, others, millions of others, just like me, use TikTok and see how it has impacted people all over the world. And so that's what I really like, that people all over the world get to share their experiences about things they're experiencing or about things that they are seeing. Now, let's dig into some of its cons. So, for starters, TikTok does have a For You page, and this is built on some of the algorithms based on your likes and dislikes of the app. So, basically, the For You page on TikTok is a never ending scroll of 15 to 60-second videos that appeal to your interest. With this alarming amount of content, users are constantly being fed with new videos, keeping them scrolling and unaware how much time passes by. So this is actually a bad thing. Well, it can be a bad thing, especially if you're in school like me. Not only does this have an impact on productivity, but it can quickly turn into an addiction, and I suffer from that a great deal, because I'm always finding some excuse to just go on TikTok and have a good time. On top of that, though, we also get into some more regular cons that any other social media app has, that being bullying. People are mean, especially when it comes to beauty standards. And on TikTok, since we are made of aware of people all over the world, there are different beauty standards. So people are getting exposed to things that maybe they don't want to see, or maybe they do want to see. I don't know. But a bad thing about it is that so much people are on it, so a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say. Another big issue here is the age appropriateness. So there are lots of people on this app, like I've said, that includes children, teenagers, and adults. And what sucks about it is that children are being exposed to profanity and explicit music, but that's only because people of all ages are using it. So you can never be too sure what they're seeing and what they're not seeing. So that may even expose them to other things such as sexual conduct on the app. Up next, I will be sharing some tips and tricks on how to create an effective profile, as well as some of the best practices that can be applied to effectively utilizing the platform to achieve some goals. Okay, so TikTok is not a hard app to use, but there are some things that can really get your content out there. And some of the key things that I've noticed are the following. Number one, using hashtags. TikTok is a huge community of people with different likes and dislikes, but you can generate an algorithm where your content gets shared onto people who have similar interests as you. So by using, say, things like FYP for You page, or makeup, or morning routine, I don't know, hashtag gym, stuff that you're interested in, stuff like that, whatever content you're promoting, make sure to tag some of the keywords that are involved with that content, because you will end up on algorithms of people that like that kind of stuff. Number two, you can also look at the trending topics that are going on, and you could usually find that on the second tab of the app, where it has like a searching page. But basically, under trending topics, you will find some of the popular music that's being used to promote content. You will find little tunes people have been creating. You will find some challenges that people have been starting, that people have been doing. And again, this will go into that algorithm based search that people will really like and get into if they find something of common interest with you. And then number three, going back to those challenges. So TikTok creates challenges based off of new events that are going on. It's very creativity based. So do some of those challenges, promote your work in a unique way that follows that type of challenge. A lot of people do this with the new music that's being released, with the new trends that are going on, and maybe even start your own challenge. You never know. Some people might like your work out there, so don't be discouraged and definitely try something new. Last but not least, these are some of the best practices I think are best used when you're applying effectively using that platform to achieve your content creator goals. Number one, create content as much as possible. I know it can seem like it's time consuming, but honest to God, if you have something that you can post every day, that will really get your work out there. You never know who's watching, at what hour of what time of the day. So as long as you have content created and you're posting it, it doesn't even have to be perfect. It just has to show you and your personality. I'm pretty sure you will be just fine. Number two, post as much as you can. Like I said, you never know who's out there. So as long as you're constantly creating content and you're posting it, so that's the thing. See, a lot of people create content but they don't post it. You need to post your work so people can be made aware of that work you're doing, of your blood, sweat and tears that's going on behind the scenes. Don't be discouraged to not post it, because you never know who's watching. And then number three, like I said, don't be discouraged. I know there are certain hours where things do get shared more, since people are up in certain parts of the world. So if something doesn't go off as fast as you think it should go off, or if something doesn't get as popular as you think it should be, post it again. You never know how that's going to impact somebody. You never know who's watching. And like I said, don't be discouraged, because there's always possibilities out there. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I had a lot of fun doing this project, so I hope you had a lot of fun listening. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment down below. If I have the time, I will go back and answer some of those questions.